Hello and welcome to Jointly Speaking. Today I have a wonderful guest with me and I am so excited. Her name is Marianne DeLorey and she has her PhD. So we all need to sit down and listen and behave. You know how that goes. They know more than me. I got as far as the fourth year of college and I had to quit because of surgery, but uh, I can appreciate the learning, Marianne. I have to tell you, I give you so much credit for
Thank you.
going that way. That's a lot of work. How many years do you have to go for your PhD? Do you mind me asking?
I did it in 5. Some people can do it in less.
Oh,
Some people aim for 4, but I did it in 5.
wow. I had no idea
Yeah.
it took that long. I thought it was a year or two after your master's.
Well, so yeah, it was my master's took 2 years, and then the PhD took another 3 on top of
Oh,
that.
oh, I see. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, that's great. Well, first of all, um, I know you're the executive director at Colony Retirement Centers. Can you please tell me? I was surprised to hear 3 or 4 of them. You are. She's in charge of 5.
I'm in charge of 5 sites.
How, now listen, you work here. I know you're here. Now, how do you? I'm not going to complain because believe me, she won't be if I do. How do you do that and go to the others?
So the key is that I don't do very much at all. My staff do most everything. I have
Yeah,
fantastic.
you have very good staff here. I
Yes.
love the staff here. I, if I had my way, I'd take Paula home with me.
Yeah.
Or Lisa, either one of them.
Yeah, they're really great, but we
Yeah.
also have great people at the other sites, so I don't physically go there as often as I probably should,
Oh,
but they've got everything under control.
well, then so long as things are working right and going right,
Hmm.
you're not required. I'm sure you check in on them. So,
I go as,
you know,
as often as I can. I really enjoy seeing the residents at all of the sites. I
yeah,
enjoy checking up on the property, making sure it's safe and attractive.
yeah,
I believe strongly that affordable housing shouldn't be, you know, a piece of crap. It should be a
yeah.
beautiful place where
Yeah.
people can be proud to live.
Yeah, having lived here for a year or so now, I find this place lovely. I
I
like
do
it
too.
very much. I
Yeah.
like the dining room. I like the fact that I have my own private room. And what I like is I get to look out in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm watching all the foliage right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is gorgeous just come down. And I get to see the reindeer,
Yeah.
so that's a treat when they come by. I'm waiting for them. They haven't come yet this year.
I believe very strongly that the connection to nature is incredibly important.
Oh, yeah.
So being able to look out your window and or being able to have a patio or a balcony is huge.
Yeah,
It makes people feel more connected to their environment and it lowers your blood pressure.
yeah, yeah. Was there anything that brought you to work in this age group for any particular reason? I mean, to me, some people go to their parents or they have a family member or something like that that kind of triggers something. But was there anything there for you?
So yes, when I got out of college, I started doing, a regular job, and I realized it wasn't enough. So I thought about it, and I realized that I had been working with seniors for my whole, as long as I could remember, even
Oh,
going back to age 14. My first job was in a nursing home,
really?
and I worked in a
Wow.
different nursing home at 18, and then I was part of the adopt a grandparent program in college. So I was like, I realized that I had already been focusing on seniors,
Yeah,
and then I started in a PhD program in gerontology, which is the study of aging.
yeah,
And I started volunteering in a rest home, and I realized this is where I belong.
yeah.
This is where I can do the most good.
I think I know my brother just said to me, "You look just like Mom. You're going to be just like her." My mother lived to be 106,
Wow,
and she had all her faculties.
that's
I'm not kidding.
incredible.
The only thing she could do was she couldn't walk at the last 3 years,
Hmm.
but she was home until she was 102.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that to me just and everybody at the facility that we brought her to just loved her.
Hmm.
I mean, they pulled her out in the front desk and had her sit there and talk to them and everybody that came. I mean, she was just a delight. I thought, I gotta be that old. Oh yeah. But I, I can understand it. She was healthy,
Mm-hmm.
and she had a good sense about her, which
Mm-hmm.
was amazing.
Yeah.
You know.
And I bet you she felt like her life was very meaningful. If she was interacting with people, she probably got a lot of joy
Oh
and
yeah.
purpose out of
Yeah.
that interaction.
Yes, most definitely. She always she used to pick up all the neighbors and take them out Sunday afternoon for lunch, and then they'd go play cards.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they had a routine.
Yeah.
I mean, it was amazing how long they did that for, you
Right.
know? And so, yeah, she was always very good with the neighbor, with the family.
Mm-hmm.
And things like that amaze me.
Yeah.
They really do.
People are absolutely incredible, and
Yeah.
the history that they can share is just outstanding.
Yeah. What do you think? Is there anything here? Like, I know Colony 3 is quite a place. I'm amazed. Is there anything here that we can do to start a new activity or do something? You know what I'd like to see?
What's that?
It's winter time coming up.
Yeah.
Why can't we do a walk in the dining room or upstairs in the afternoon, twice or three times a week, and have people get up there and just walk around? And so it would kind of be a good thing. It would exercise them and give them something to do.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
The way we are funded is that we get rents from tenants,
Okay.
and then we get a subsidy from HUD.
Okay.
HUD is
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about was HUD. I don't understand HUD. I'm sorry.
well, nobody does.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Well, it wasn't around when I left Massachusetts 50 years ago. And now all of a sudden what's HUD? And everybody talks like, oh, it's easy. And I'm going, yeah, sure.
So at the federal level, your tax dollars go into silos. Like, so there's health and human services, there's housing and urban development, there's the schools, there's, all these different silos.
Yeah.
And at the federal level, they don't like to kind of go outside their silo.
Yeah,
So
which
HUD
is normal.
Yes. So HUD is very particular about what they will fund and what they won't fund.
Really?
Yeah, they are. Because they want their dollars to go to maximizing how many people they can provide housing for.
Oh,
They don't want to fund a lot of extras. They understand that some extras are important, but they don't want to fund a lot of extras because they want to stretch their dollars to essentially create as many roofs as possible.
yeah, yeah.
And that's why it's hard for us to create new programming, such as a walking club. We can do it, but we can only do so much.
Yeah.
And if residents want to take the initiative and create a walking club, because we don't really,
Well, that's what I was thinking. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just a bunch of people getting together and exercising. It doesn't have to be under a regulation. You
Right,
don't have to pay
right.
dues. You don't have to, if you want to come for a walk and stretch your legs, come out and join.
I think that's brilliant.
I mean, that's in the wintertime.
Right.
That's the way, because I know a lot of them seem to like to go outside.
Yeah, of course.
And where they can't get out, at least they could get up and walk around and stretch their legs, and maybe that would be good for them.
I think it would be fantastic. So I
Yeah.
would definitely encourage
Yeah.
that. There's not a lot that I can do to
Oh, no, that's okay.
sponsor it,
Oh
but
no, it's all right.
it's
I don't-
definitely
I don't
encouraged.
want your money. No,
If it were my money, Barbara, we would more than have all those
I
activities.
spent 30 years with the Arthritis Foundation
Mm-hmm.
as a person who helped them and did programming and state programming, and then I worked for nothing because I got disability. But I loved it,
Mm-hmm.
and anytime you could do anything, whatever you could do to help raise money to make something,
Absolutely.
and that's one thing I was wondering about here. Do all of your facilities have fundraising, or is it just certain ones?
So we do fundraising on a kind of a global level, and we do grant writing and such. We're just really delving into fundraising in the past year or two. We've
Oh.
just started a fundraising platform. We certainly take donations. We accept everything that most people do, and the easiest way to donate is, of course, at our website. But we are trying to start a fund development plan.
I'd like to get involved in that one.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Because it's to benefit the residents. It's
Oh,
to,
yeah, and it'll benefit them. And
Absolutely.
it can also benefit you
Yeah.
and your staff here as well. I mean, it would draw people to the facility.
Right.
But I think you have to, I think in fundraising, you've got to go, I don't know how to term this exactly, go outside your building.
Yes.
I don't think you can stay in the building.
That is 100% true, especially
Yeah.
because we cater to people who are low income.
Yes, they're low income, they're disabled, whatever. And that is a big problem.
Right.
I noticed, even when my mother was in one for a couple of years, they were trying to fundraise with her in Florida. I thought, you're crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, she could certainly afford it. That wasn't the issue. I didn't like the way they did it.
Yeah.
That's what disturbed me. Because to me, there are plenty of family members out there, distant relatives, friends of friends, who just may say, hey, I may need that someday.
Right.
I should help them keep it going. I'd love to get involved with you in that.
Absolutely. We will take you up on that.
Oh, well, thank you. Now I know what I'm going to be doing next. Not that I don't have enough to do. I love it. But, I really think working with seniors is really, it can be really a wonderful job.
It is.
I think you can learn a lot. I think you receive a lot of benefit from watching them. I mean, I watch some of the people here and I'm amazed.
They're an incredible batch. They really are.
They are. They really are. And your staff is fantastic.
I take
have
great
to say.
pride in the staff. I
Yeah.
really do.
I'm a little confused. I know downstairs you have Summit Elder Care, and that's a nursing aid kind of facility. And yet I hear that some of the aides also are upstairs helping other people vacuum clean their I'm confused.
That's a great question.
I
So,
don't understand. How do they take care of things like that?
well, so in the grand picture, so as I was mentioning earlier, HUD doesn't want to fund a lot of services
Right,
because
yeah.
they want to maximize roofs.
Right.
So we partner with Summit Elder Care to help people age in place better and give them the services they need to stay put. So things like homemaking and personal care is done by outside agencies.
Oh, okay.
So even though we have partners, we don't do the work ourselves. And Summit has, the reason we partner with Summit is because they provide service to a very similar group that we do.
Yes,
we
yes.
house
Yeah,
frail
I've
people.
been over there and seen it. It's a beautiful facility they got now here in
is.
Worcester. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. So there's a great amount of overlap between their clients and our residents, and they can provide some care to the residents who are anywhere within the building, but the group that is in the Summit pod, if you will,
Yeah.
it's they put their highest need residents in one place so that they can provide a deeper level of care to those people.
Oh, very
Yeah.
good. Can I ask you a question? I'm going
Sure.
to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Really. No, somebody hit me up with it yesterday and said, ask her this.
Yes.
Has there been any decisions made on the new coffee mugs that we were looking into?
Interestingly, no.
I'm really upset about that because it's wintertime and I want my hot coffee.
I found one. I can't. I can show you a picture of it, but that doesn't translate well
Right.
in a voice recording. So I did find one that actually has an open handle. There's no bottom to the handle, and I thought that would be really good to try. So
Oh, okay.
I wanted to try that, and they stack, and I thought that was an important feature.
Yeah, that might be good, yes.
So before we followed up on any of the other ones we looked at, which
Oh.
seemed to have some people were happy with some.
Yeah. Well, when I had brought them up to the group, the committee had decided on the ones, with the curved mouthpiece on them to make it convenient so I wouldn't. I just like it because it has a long handle,
Mm-hmm.
which means I can get my hand on it. See, the coffee cup right now I can't hold,
Right.
and I watch a lot of people try to pick it up. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
They are terrible cups, I'll give you that.
Yeah, they're
Um,
not terrible, but as you get older, your hands get crippled, they get weak,
Yeah.
and you don't have the strength to hang on to it. I think that. But I was just wondering where we were on that. Whether
There's one more I want to try, and
Oh,
I'll try to
good.
get that ordered today so we could take a look at that.
that would be fantastic. I
Okay.
would like that. So tell me, where do you see Colonial 3 going from here?
Well, excellent question. I think there's
A
always.
pool in the backyard?
I don't know that we have enough space for a
I
pool.
keep hearing about that.
Yeah, there's a resident who has always wanted
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I would
wow.
love to expand some of the offerings internally. Like, I would love to have a game room or some place where people could have a little bit more recreational space.
Yeah, that's one thing I think I've noticed here. I noticed you have to do a lot in the dining room,
Yeah.
or in the small rec room.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take that. What I'd like to see is like something like the rec room, but broken up into areas.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 4 areas: one for cards, one for bingo, one for something,
Yeah.
art or whatever. But something like that. That would probably be nice if that could
Mhm.
happen.
If we can, it's definitely something to look at. I mean, we can't create more space easily,
Oh,
but
no,
we can.
no, you're pretty well set here.
Yeah, but we can maximize it better, I think.
That's the one thing I noticed when I first drove up. I felt like I was almost choking when I came into the parking lot. Now, that's a weird term to use, but it was everything was close together.
Yeah.
And you could feel it,
Mhm.
And I thought that was kind of odd. I expected to see a large parking space for the public, and I didn't. I was very surprised at that.
It's the city. City parking
Oh.
spaces are tight. I would like to see if we can create a ride sharing option so that people who are on the fence about giving up their car
Oh, yeah.
are more incentivized to do so. So something like a Zip car or like an account with Uber or Lyft or something like that.
Oh, yeah, that would be
That
good.
might help people feel less distraught about
Yeah,
giving up their
that's
car.
true, yeah.
And then we have all the space in the world.
Yeah, and that's true because I know when I came here from Florida, I just gave up my car. I
Yeah.
just said, forget it.
But it's a loss of independence that
Oh,
people
it is.
feel.
It's terrible. Haven't been able to get to the store with my aide for a couple of weeks. I'm out of everything,
Mhm.
and I can't wait for her to come back.
Yeah.
And that makes it hard
It is.
because I don't know anybody who can go for me.
Right.
So you're really kind of stuck if you don't have 4 wheels, so to speak.
Truth.
That makes it very hard. What about just, well, just regular activities? Are they increasing activities?
We're open
I know
to
because
it.
of COVID you haven't been able.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true,
nobody
too.
has. Oh.
We are open to it. The calendar is already fairly full,
Oh, good.
except on the weekends, and we
Yeah.
currently don't have staff available on the weekends, so any resident-run activities can certainly happen. So we're open to helping people create activities or gather people together who have similar interests.
Yeah.
Some of the most successful activities we have are actually completely resident run,
Oh, that's
including
good.
bingo,
Oh, yeah.
the
yeah.
knitting club,
Yeah.
and there's a pitch group also, and that's all resident run.
I can't figure out what that. Every time I hear that pitch group, but I was like, oh, okay, what is it?
I don't know what pitch is either, I'll be honest
I
with you.
can't figure it out. So, what do you think we're going to look like 10 years from now? Anything different? Anything big?
Well, I'm hoping so.
God.
I'm hoping that one of the things that we've been doing is kind of renovating the colonies as their mortgages kind of came close to being matured, taking equity out,
Yeah.
refurbishing some of the buildings to bring them up to code, make them more accessible, make them more modern. Um,
Nice.
and it's time to do colonies 1 and 2 next, but they need a lot more work because
Yeah, I keep hearing about Colony 1 and 2 are in
Mhm.
desperate need, and I hear it mostly from residents. And but to be honest with you, they're old.
yes, the buildings
They're
themselves.
the originals, I assume. So they just need to be improved to keep up with modern day whatever.
Absolutely. And the problem is down there that they were built before accessibility codes existed.
Oh,
So there are stairs in almost every single unit.
you're kidding.
Nope. And
Wow.
that just is, we can't continue like that.
Yeah.
So
I need
we
an
are
elevator.
we are starting down the road of finding the funding to really really deeply renovate and make accessible the buildings, the common areas, the grounds, to really make it something that will work for our population.
Yeah. What when you say funding, um, are you is health is Fallon Health owns you, right?
No, Colony Retirement Homes is a nonprofit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so you are a nonprofit.
Mhm.
Then. Oh, then you should have eligibility to a
So-
lot of places.
So, when our buildings were first built, HUD essentially gave out grants to all sorts of nonprofits to build these buildings.
Yeah.
And that type of funding doesn't really exist as much as it used to. So now we have to do something called tax credits, which are
I haven't heard that expression.
yeah, it's much more cumbersome and it's much more involved. And you have to set it up. You have to hire specialists that know what they're doing, and lawyers and accountants and all of that stuff.
Oh yeah.
But we are starting down that road to
Oh.
see if that's going to bring us the funding that we need to
Very
really truly
good.
renovate.
Yeah, and that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
And that way it would be. I assume once you're established, it would be permanently there,
I sure hope so.
so that if should you need it later,
Yes.
you'd be able to apply again and get them motivated.
Yes. My
Oh,
hope
yeah.
is that this is going to be the shot in the arm we need, and that going forward we'll have an operating budget that can sustain what we need.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Marianne. You're a busy lady, girl.
I
You're a
am.
busy lady.
I'm always turning over stones to find another nickel.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
Boy, in today's day and age, it's rough. I envy my kids. I really do. I
Yeah.
feel so bad for them because I think, oh God, you're going to have to retire soon.
Yeah.
And, things are looking very bad out there.
Things are tough. Things are tough all over.
And I just saw some woman, young girl, I should say, applying for the Congress, and she was trying to convince us that the best way to go would be to cancel Medicare.
Ay, ay, ay.
I said, and what do we all do? Just die for your benefit? It was ridiculous what she was suggesting.
I cannot see that being a viable solution.
Oh, never. I think there needs to be a way to set aside certain monies for certain things that are necessary, like Medicare
Mm-hmm.
and maybe some other things. But other than that,
Healthcare is a huge expense for everybody.
Healthcare is enormous.
Yeah.
It's wicked. I know. Just to even think of going to the hospital, I cringe.
Yeah.
I really do because it'll be 300,000 easy.
Oh yeah.
Easy. Which isn't terrific.
And when you're sick is not the time to be getting a bill that you can't pay.
You're right.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel too good.
No.
So tell me, you have children?
I do. I have 2 boys.
2 boys?
Yeah.
Wow, what age?
One is just about to turn 20 and the other is 16.
Oh, they're babes in arms.
Yeah, I know. They're just starting out.
Oh boy, that's a rough time.
They're doing good though. They're enjoying school and their social life, and they're finding out who they are.
How about the 16 and driving?
He's starting to drive.
Oh, boy.
He's actually been doing really great.
Has he?
Yeah.
That's good. I hear so many people say they wish their kids were driving.
I pushed him. He didn't want to drive, quite honestly.
Really?
But I pushed him because unfortunately it's a society driven by the need of a car.
Yeah, that's true. And you know, I find in today's world, I know living in Florida, you had to have a car
Mm-hmm.
because it wasn't crowded where I lived, and you had to travel
Mm-hmm.
to go anywhere, shopping, anything, and you have to drive.
Yep. There is no public transportation, certainly where we are, that fits our needs.
Yeah,
I mean, there is certainly some public transportation, but you really have to be kind of in the heart of the city to truly
yeah,
get what you need out of it. So that's why I pushed him. I'm like, you have to at least learn. I don't care if you choose to drive,
yeah,
but you have to at least learn how.
yeah. Now the 20-year-old, is he in college?
Yep,
Oh, wonderful,
he's going to be. He is a sophomore.
wonderful.
Yeah, and he's doing great. He's really enjoying it
That's good.
and learning quite a bit.
Yeah, once they get past that freshman year, I know my kids hated their freshman year.
Yeah, freshman year is hard.
I know it. I didn't realize how bad it was. They
Yeah.
were out in California, and oh, it was just horrible.
It's a lot of adjustment.
Yeah, a lot,
Mhm.
an awful lot for the kids to go through. But you know, they manage.
Yeah, they certainly do.
You know, one of them has her master's now.
Good
so,
for her.
Yeah, that's what I say. Good for you. You're gonna need it. But anyway, I was gonna ask, you know, kind of what your day looks like when you're working. I know you come in and I see you running around, but I never see you with a pile of papers in your hand.
Well, almost everything is electronic these days, so I do
Well,
all my
that's-
paperwork on the computer.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
The best part of my job is that no 2 days are alike. You know, some days I might actually literally be chopping the carrots in the kitchen or going out and checking out a pipe that burst in the ground. You know, I gotta keep my eyes on all the different needs of the property.
Yeah, that's true.
But there's always something new. There's always some new challenge that kind of pulls me in a direction where I have to learn something, and that's
How
what keeps
about-
it fun.
How about the kitchen and the waiter staff?
That's a challenge right now.
Right now, yeah, because everybody's talking about it. I know.
The job market is such now that
I don't understand why people are quitting their jobs. That is beyond me.
it's a fascinating time right now in our world.
weird.
And it's not just the United States, it's all over the globe.
Oh yeah, definitely that.
We definitely need to figure out how to create jobs that people want. I think we've been on autopilot for so long
Yeah,
that we need to take a harder look at what we're offering and
Yeah.
why people aren't interested.
yeah. I just don't understand. It just blows my mind.
Yeah.
You know, to me, what I worry about with a computer is that they won't learn how to do things by hand and use their mind and work their hands.
True, but if you take this back 100 years, people were probably afraid of the washing machine because then people wouldn't learn how to wash their clothes by hand.
Yeah.
Every generation
Yeah,
has
you're
some new
right.
technology that
Yeah.
pushes people further away from how things used to be done.
Yeah, I never thought about that one. You got me on that one. Gee willikers. And I thought I was doing so good. Gee. But no, I really, you know, I worry. I mean, I heard the other day on the news where a 10-year-old had a gun.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. First of all, they blame parents. I blame the states. The states should do away with guns, and then the parents wouldn't have to buy them. When you get a parent to buy a child that age a gun, there's something very wrong.
I don't
I-
disagree with that.
This country has just totally turned itself around. I remember going out and picking blueberries and strawberries and raspberries and thinking that was the big deal.
That was a simpler time.
It certainly was.
It's a
I-
challenge now because things have changed.
Oh, yes, yes.
And politics has become very partisan,
Yeah,
and there's very little common. There are fewer common denominators now than there used to be.
yeah, yeah. And I find it's almost like people don't want to get to know each other.
I think people are afraid.
Yeah, yeah. Now, I asked this young lady that just came in what her name was because I didn't know her name, and she's a waiter. And I just thought it was just pure politeness.
Yeah,
I wasn't going to say, hey, you,
yeah, no, fair enough.
you know. But some people don't even want to give you their names when you ask them. It's crazy.
Yeah, the world is definitely changing.
Yeah, I don't think I like it.
Well,
But that's life.
for every plus there's a minus.
Yes.
For every benefit there's a drawback.
Yes.
And where we might value privacy now a little bit more, that that may have some benefits that we're just not thinking of at the
Yeah.
moment.
Oh, by the way,
Mhm.
November 30th, I'm going over to Summit Elder Care. I'm going to try and record a Christmas show there
Oh, wonderful.
with music and have them think. I don't know, we're having trouble. I just found out they don't have a microphone there.
Hmm.
This is all I've got is my recorder. This won't work. I've got to have something for people to talk into. And I'm wondering if I could rent one or find one somewhere. Do you have any? Would you know anything about that?
I'll take a look around.
Oh, good.
We certainly, there's a microphone on my desk that you could certainly borrow, but it plugs into a computer, so I don't know if that's helpful.
No, I need something they can go from person to person.
Ah, there's the microphone that they use in the resident association meetings. I wonder if they would let you borrow that.
That's not portable, is it?
Bah, it's not, I don't know.
I'll ask. I'll ask Carol.
Okay.
That's a good thought. Thank you. I will check into that because I was trying to figure out how I could get one. I'm in a kind of a rush to do it now, but I promised them we'd do it on the 30th.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my next project.
That sounds like fun.
Well, I have to do it early because I want to get it in there for the month
Right.
of December. So
You keep yourself very, very busy.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I find being busy keeps me alert,
Yeah,
awake,
yeah,
and keeps me up on what's going on.
absolutely.
That way I can nail you to the wall someday
Well,
when
sup-
I need to.
yeah.
But anyway, Marianne, I want to thank you for coming on today. I appreciate this.
Absolutely my
And
pleasure.
I know people that are listening on YouTube, and I'm sure they will enjoy learning about Colony and hearing about it. So,
Well, it was a pleasure
Thank
to
you.
be here. Thank you very much for your time.
well, thank you and behave yourself.
No, well, if I have to.
Oh, okay. Have a good one.
Thank you, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, folks, we're going to do exercise. It's that time, unfortunately. You know how I love exercising. Okay? Close your eyes. Sit in a chair. Be sure you close your eyes, your mouth. Relax. And I want you to inhale through your nose and fill up your tummy and exhale through your mouth.
Good morning.
And let's do that again. Inhale and exhale. Can I help you?
Do you remember me?
Nope.
It's Tina.
I know. Oh, Tina, what are you? Oh, inhale
When you're there.
and exhale. I just got 10 minutes. Can you wait 10, Tina? Okay. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. A helper just came to help me. My apologies. Okay, I'm going to do some quickies. Let's take your feet on the floor and raise the toes up. 1 and down. 2 and down. 3 and down. Very good. Now, I want you to make a circle with your foot, your right ankle. Just go around 1, 2, and 3. Tina, you could do these.
Okay.
And then you could go left. Go left. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Now take your other foot, your left foot, and do the same thing. Turn it to the right. 1 and 2 and 3. Sorry, I have trouble with my left foot. Anyway, and then go left. Go left. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, go up to your knees. Put your feet flat on the floor. Put your knees together and just push them gently. Both knees. Pressure from both sides. 1, and relax. 2, and relax. 3, and relax. And there you go. And that's all I'm going to have time for today, unfortunately. I'm so sorry. Have a wonderful month, and, enjoy. I hope you enjoyed Marianne DeLorey, a PhD. She's a smart lady, but she's also a wonderful lady. And I do hope you enjoyed listening to her. She's very smart. She does a beautiful job. Okay? Take care. Bye-bye.